Hello everybody, good evening. It is Tuesday night, it's December 16th, 2026, and I am glad to be with you and here tonight. Gus, we don't need you. He hasn't been in here until just now because he thinks I'm talking to myself. He does this when I'm working from home. He's like, oh, mom's talking to herself. So hello, good evening everyone. My name is Anne Marie Bevel. I am the AM of Handmade by AM Bevel. If you would just take a moment, like this video and subscribe if you're not already. You can also make sure to get the notifications. I do go live most Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I think in Facebook posts I said this might be my last video of the year. I was thinking perhaps not. Probably definitely no video next week, but maybe the week after, just before, because I think Tuesday would be New Year's Eve. So, and I have new product that I do not plan to show today because there's just not time. But that would be maybe a good going into the new year to show new product. So speaking of new product, I did send a newsletter today, which did include the Spring 26 ribbon and DSP shares. So I did send that out in the newsletter today. I do need to get them posted up on Facebook, but feel free to reach out to me if you would like to participate in the shares. This cat. And then we will get you signed up for those. So January 3rd will be when the shares are due. So you can reach out to me and let me know if you would like to participate and what I can put you down for. We can do Venmo or PayPal or cash check if I can see you in person. Both of these shares are always popular. The DSP share has become even more popular as of recent. So it is a great way to get new product without spending as much money if you like having a variety of things. So we do have that. I'm going to, because it came today, I want to shout out the product of the month. So the December, and maybe even in further months if it continues to be available, with your $70 purchase for additional $5, you can get the product of the month. It is one product per account per month. And so this month I already have is the True Blue Floral. So it's Balmy Blue and Night Navy. Mine came today. And it is actually a very pretty floral paper. I really like it. I do think it would be fun maybe to ink these white flowers. I know the glare a little bit. But very vibrant. I love this top one probably the most. So the only way to get this is through the product of the month. Again, with your $75 order, you can add this for $5. January, if there's still this product available, you could choose between the product or the January product. I do not think you'd be able to select this one again if you've already selected it in December. So one product per month, so you can't double, but it is while supplies last. So there's a chance it could be like sell out with a month even goes. So I do have that, and it's a 12 by 12 paper. Oh my goodness, there's so many people on. Hi mom, and let's see. I don't know who let me get my. I do not know. I don't know who the cute little flower icon. I don't know who that is. So let me know who you are. Should I know? I don't recognize you. Hello, Linda. My sound is waffling. Does everybody else agree with that? I can't do anything about my sound. I think it's working. Let me see. Test. Yeah. I think it's going fine. Do I know? Oh, maybe that's, yeah, the little flower icon. Let me know who you are. I can't I'm not remembering. Imagine that. Okay, the other thing, so we talked about the ribbon share and DSP share. Let's see, Mom's telling me what she wants, 2 yards and the paper share. It is kind of difficult for me to track that during the video, but we'll just write it down. And in theory, I'm not going to lose it because it is on my main notepad. Let's see. The other thing I would like to just touch on before we start working on our craft, we're only, 6 minutes in. And we always seem to get people starting a little later, so I appreciate being able to do the announcements. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do yet. That's coming. Sorry for all the slide changes. I did want to touch on the, I know. I did have it set up. I just have it set up in a different web browser. So let me go back to that screen. Hopefully I'm going to wait for my YouTube to catch up here. I think I'm sharing the correct screen. Yes. So this is the virtual card retreat, which I did have quite a bit of information about this in the newsletter. And so I do believe it's $165, and I can show you a couple of the items because mine came today. So this is actually just showing you the cards that you will learn to make with the virtual card making retreat. You do not need to do it live when they do it with Stampinup. You can do it at your own pace and watch the videos on replay. But I thought I would share just this little screenshot of the finished cards that you would be making, and then I can take a second and show you just a couple of the products. Oops, I did not want to do that on my screen. Go back here. So I did get the workshop kit. Where did I stick that? In my brain, I put it in a easy to act. Oh, I stacked stuff on top of it. It's still like Christmas card city right here. So when this comes to your house, it does come in a box with the polka dots on it, and it will have even an item, like a label on top of it. So it comes to your house shipped like that. It doesn't come with anything else. And you get this nice little card telling you, let's see, let's do a little autofocus. Just like the date of the event is the 22nd and 23rd of January. And I thought the first thing I would just show you, and I'll probably show more later, just in person, are the 2 stamp sets and the dies that you get. So you'll see this is the 2026 virtual card making retreat. So this is kind of a fun floral and sentiment. I love that happy birthday. I even had pulled them out because I wanted to see their actual size. And then this is the Forever Florals stamp set. And then the dies. And I thought the dies were pretty cool. And I'm guessing that this cuts out like both sides. So it gets like the inside and then also like a thin piece. See how it's double there? So you are getting this as well as envelopes and some flip-flops for some techniques. There's some bling. Here's the bling. What are these called? Moody Palette Glossy Dots. And some little flip-flaps for some techniques. And there's envelopes. There's a whole pack of white cardstock. And then the DSP and some other stuff. So we'll wait to show that off later. But there's just kind of a peek of the 2 stamp sets and the dies. So you think this is a bundle, so that's normally what, $40 probably for a die stamp bundle, and then a stamp set on its own, which is $20 to $22. So you're at like probably about $60 on the conservative side of stamp and die sets in that cost, and then the paper and everything else, and then you're pretty much getting those workshops for free, which I do think is a great deal. So, I do have the wheel up to spin for the winner of the demonstrator exclusive DSP. I haven't opened it or anything, but you can kind of see the colors there. So this is the striped and dot 12 by 12, but I'm going to do the project first and then I'll spin for the winner at the end of the video for who wins that, and we'll talk about that. Oh, it's Lois. Okay, I was wondering if that's who it was. All of it, like, I started talking and then I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe that's Lois. Okay. I'm going to try to remember to match up your YouTube name to your name, and that'll help, I think. Help me. So tonight I'm going to make, and I have a bunch of them already made. I've been very busy. So this is a gift card holder, and I got this design from Patty Dolan, and she had her own video and a blog post and everything, and her website is the W's papercrafts.com. Okay, and she did this. I altered it very slightly, and I will talk to you about what the difference is and why I chose the differences. These are all made because for the last 4 years, probably, I've been making money holders or gift card holders for a gal at church. Because she and her husband give out gift cards or money for gifts to their family. And a while ago, she asked about money holders. And I did some like long check holders. And then I was like, hey, could I do ones that would really be gift card? And you just fold it in half. And so I'm really excited when I found this design, because I told her the other day, I said, I have them done. I'm going to do my video on them and I'll bring them Wednesday. I said, you know, I was excited to find these because I was searching for something new. I feel like I'm always challenged every year to find some type of new design. And this one, I don't know, maybe I say this every time. I really, really like this one. So I will show you why this is so cool. I should have, just a second, I'll do this off the, okay, so the little belly band, and I'm going to give you the measurements and everything. So the little belly band slides off, and then you open it, and then like if you have the gift card, it pops up in there. Isn't that great? Ooh, I didn't do that for mine. I have a little border piece. We could probably cut that. And then the little gift card is in there. Or you could easily fold, I should have had $1 or something, but you could easily fold, you know, let's pretend this little piece of paper. Yeah, you could put a check in there folded, just as, this is like a really kind of messed up piece of paper. There we go. You could pop in some money in there as well, and then you have your little message. So I'm excited to share. They're actually very easy. We're going to even do kind of a 2 for oneer on these, and I'll kind of give you some of my tips and tricks. But if you just kind of wanted to see, I used vellum for several. You can see I used the same sentiment and dies for the front, so you can change that up. I did that for ease because I was making so many. But I feel like I have some that could be masculine and feminine. You know, obviously these are all going to be for lady. The red and the gold is the best. But using the shimmery paper, the sparkle paper, and then I just thought it looked really nice doing the vellum there as the background. There's a weird, oh, Wiley's vacuuming. I'm like, what is that noise? It freaked me out. Okay, so again, this is Patty Dolan Design, papercrafts.com. I'm going to make sure, I'm trying to do better at giving credit to folks. So we are going, like I said, I want to do a 2 for 1 on this because I want to show you that process because that was kind of attractive to me. Now I am going to be using the black and gold DSP because I'm going to have these for my nephews for them, and I thought Teenage Boys Black and Gold and I already have like this done, so they'll look a little bit different than the ones that I have. So I'm going to do this as a black base. They're teenage boys / adults or whatever they are these days. So this is a 8.5 by 11. Again, we're going to do a 2-for-1. So I have this up on the scoreboard. So we have this along the 11 side. You could do this on your trimmer. You could do just half of it, but I'm showing you if you needed to make a bunch of these, that it's very easy to score once, cut once, okay? So we're going to score at 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. Not at 4, 4.5. And I'm going to make sure I do it on the right places. 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. And that is our scoring. So the scoreboard can go away. And then we're going to cut this at 4.25. So then we have these two bases. And so for the folding of these, so we have 3 lines, we're going to do this. Oops, there we go. Okay, so we want them folded like so. And again, I'm going to try to do both of them pretty much at the same time. Again, to show you one of the reasons why I picked this, because I did think it was simple enough to make at the same time. I want you to burnish all of your scores very well. So you kind of end up with like these little cheapy airplane situations, okay? And now I want you to... He is home. He's home probably through the New Year, which is crazy. I know, it's a surprise. We're gonna get our tear and tape, and we're gonna put just on the one side. We want both ends here, and then we want here. We don't want the middle part, and you'll understand why here in a second. And I'm going to recommend tear and tape for this, or some other type of non-liquid adhesive. I would not use Tombow for this because it will be messy, and you might end up gluing something down that you do not want to, and I don't want that for you. So I always varnish my tear and tape down before I peel the backing up. And your take your pick tool is your friend for that. You know, I have 2 of Take My Pick tools on my desk because that, okay? So then that's going to fold over. So then you have this. And this actually looks like a book fold, but it actually goes this way. This is inside, not outside. Right, remember last year we did some like book fold kind of cards? It's very similar. I just think this is the greatest little gift card holder. And it's fun. I think even for a younger kid, it's going to feel fun because it's like, ooh, a surprise. And that folds just like that. So these are inside out. We're going to get our trimmer. Because remember, we only put adhesive here, along here, not here. So what I want you to do is to get to your trimmer and just barely over the middle. Barely over the middle, you're going to cut off. And now... I have this gift card here that I've had forever. And I do recommend if you're, you know, get something in there. And that's now your holder. So it's being held down here on the sides and the bottom. So you're just putting it in your trimmer. I'll see if I can do one from up here. And just trimming off the tiniest amount. That one's even larger than the first one I did. It's not that big of a deal. Simple, simple, simple. Now, the next step, if you wish, would be to round the corners on the card. I think it looks great rounded, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And I have a crocodile. There's corner rounders all over the place. I do not think Stampin' Up! Currently has an active one. But they've had them in the past, or, you know, whatever, right? I do recommend the crocodile. I will say I never use the 1/4 inch. So there's 2. There's a 1/2 inch and a 4. I never use the 1/4 inch. I always like the way the 1/2 inch looks. So now our designer series paper, 4 by 4 and a 1/4. Now, let's see. Miss Dolan, Patty, she did 4 sheets of DSP. Okay, I did 3 sheets of DSP because then I could get more out of the same color. So I can cut this at 4 1/4, and then I get 3 4-inches. So you get, I think you could get 3 sets, 12 by 12, out of one sheet of 12 by 12. Whereas if you did 4 sheets, because she would cover the back. See, I did not cover the back. I put my label. So she had it covered the back too. I thought that was kind of a waste of DSP. So I'm just doing 3. So if you go and you find her video, you'll see that's one of the main differences. Now, when you are cutting this paper, let's see, I think I had one that was directional. Yes. So this little flower bouquet here is directional paper. So, which means when you cut it, 4 1/4. So I put this in and I cut 4 1/4. So if this is my trimmer, I cut at 4 1/4 first, and then I cut the 3 4 inches this direction. So it would go the right way. So just think about that if you're using a directional DSP. I really wanted to use the Christmas tree gold, but it was already cut down to 12 by 6, and it wasn't the right direction. So I just went with these. I don't know why I'm trying to put that at the top. I have definitely found that it's easier to put these belly bands on at the curved corners, which I think is another great reason to do that. So we need to round corners for our DSP. So you might, and for me, I wanted to there was one where I didn't do it the right way. So now I kind of look at it and go, okay, it doesn't go this way. It goes this way, and I want to do the bottom corners here. And then this one, and so you just want to make sure that you get that the right direction. So you're really rounding the corners on the 4-inch side. Now with the crocodile, I could do multiples of these. However, I find that it kind of slips up a little bit. Like it'll cut through like 3 or 4 sheets. So it's just easier for me to do them individually. So now we're just going to adhere these down. What a great fun paper this was. Let me know if you're in the chat or on the replay if you picked up about, what do you think about, did you pick up this gold Christmas DSP? There are, I mean, you don't have to use it for Christmas. There are ones that have Christmas trees on, like holiday pattern in the pack. But I have to say, it was not something that I initially thought I was going to like, and then I saw it in person, and I'm really glad that I've been able to use it for some projects this season. And again, my DSP is 4 by 4 1/4, and I'm just matching that rounded corner. So just be mindful if you're using a directional paper, you definitely can. You're just gonna pay attention to how you're cutting. And I do say I had the non-directional ones cut first with the corners rounded on a set, and then that kind of helped me sometimes figure out how to, you know, cut it the right way. So just take a minute or two and think about it before you cut into it, because you wouldn't have wanted those these flowers to be, you wouldn't have used it. Okay, so now for the belly band. And I thought this was really genius. So this is just 1 by 11 inch. Now this is a time where then you could choose to maybe do a coordinating color or just do the same as the card base. Because I did kick around, like, especially like on these, I thought, oh, it would look nice to maybe do the belly, you know, like opposite the belly bands. Let's just, I haven't done this, but I'm just thinking for, they are kind of custom to each one. So, you know, you could change the belly band if you wanted to. That's totally up to you. So, you know, use your creativity in what you like. And go from there. I kind of like the matchy-matchy, but I could see why maybe for some reason I'd want to do it in a different color. So again, this is 11 by 1 inch. So then you're just going to have, so you're using one 8.5 by 11 for these, and then you'll just need another one to cut 1 inch strips off of. And there really is no rocket science to this. Now I do use my grid sheet, and I'm kind of crooked on the screen, but I'm straight here, and I'm going to come up and I'm just going to bend and bend. And then I am going to use just a little liquid glue on each end. Here, here, very little. And then I need to make sure, because I did pick, okay, so that's going to cover up here. And I should have tested that first, and I'll make sure to do that on the next one. If you needed to, you could cut a little bit if your little sentiment cover wasn't big enough. So let's do the next one. I think I'm gonna be good. But if you were a little skeptical, just come through with your snips and cut a little bit off like that, and then you'll be just fine. I thought about doing it shorter, but it makes it easy just to cut 1 inch off the 11 inch side. Okay, so these are now on there. And you might need to, I do recommend just kind of move them around a little bit. It'll make it easier in the long run. And then for this, I am going to use tear and tape because it's the thicker. I did do the gold foil. I do think just the one little strip across the middle is going to be plenty to hold it on. You could use dimensionals, but I kind of thought, well, you know, it's going to have a gift card in it. You definitely could mail this. And I just didn't want to make it, look at me using my scissors, didn't want to make it any more complicated than it needed to be. And with it being that belly band, I just think it was better flat. So now we have to worry about the inside, which we could have done that before, but I kind of liked having this. Isn't that so cute? And we could add some little bling on it, I suppose, if we wanted to, but they're going to teenage boys. This is already probably pretty blingy for them. So what I decided to do was I went with and I have the size, a 3 by 3 and a 1/4 inch piece of white. Now, I also think it would be cool to do a shaped die cut inside. You know, a little place for your message or a little tag for to from. You wouldn't have to have anything super complicated. So you could really size this up or down depending on what you needed. Now, on the ones that I made, I had a little frame on them, and I think I would like to do that. So, because it's just going to help them pop up out, and I'll just pull like this one here. See how that just 1/8 inch frame really helps pop it up out of there? I think it helped. Otherwise, the white sometimes, especially when there's a lot of white on the paper, will get lost. So, to do the little frame, so these were 3 by 3 and a 1/4, so I need to do 3 3/8. by 3 1/8. Ooh, doing 1/8 measurements live on YouTube. And then we will round those corners to make it match. I just feel it really gives a nice finished product, the rounding for this. Yeah, I'm usually not a big corner rounder, but I just really liked it for this. And that's going to give us that little look there. Now granted, I had the sentiment already done, and I chose to do the heat emboss, but on the ones for the gal at church, I just stamped. And I did honestly, I did the heat emboss for the Merry Christmas for these because it was black, white, and gold. I didn't want to stamp Merry Christmas in black, whereas these, I matched the ink to the card base color, which I think looks very lovely. And then these are just going to tape down. Look, I just have piles. Here, these down on the inside. And you have a little place for a message. But, you know, maybe you have some stitched squares. That would look really cute. And you could, you know, if you weren't using the rounding, the square, a stitched square would look really cool. Or, I even kicked around using this large label, the background that I have as the vellum. Here's, let's see, here's it is in gold, and putting that inside for the little sentiment portion, or for the little writing portion. So my other tip with these is have a gift card or credit card handy, or a piece of cardstock, and pre-prep. You know, just split that gap with that card. I did that on all of these, I think. And then it'll make it easier for you to, when you're ready to gift them, or if you're giving these to somebody to use as a gift, it'll be a lot easier for them to place either, look, I mean, here's a little piece of DSP. And because it's been worked with that, it's really easy to stick in there. And then again, I did find that starting where the corners were round. So I'm going to make sure to share that with her when she's filling these, to say, hey, load, put that belly band back from the bottom. And I just think these are super cute, super easy. And it's like perfect. Oh, Mom says Christmas vacation's on. Wiley unhooked the cable box. We're trying not having the cable box hooked up for a few days to see how we like that. So that's what's going on in our house. Let's see. Looks like a wallet. They do kind of look like a wallet. And then again, so these are going to be for my nephews. You put my sticker on the back, and then these are ones. So you could, I mean, they're going to be great, obviously, for any occasion. They would be easy enough to like make a few with maybe happy birthday on them, and then you would just have them on hand. But if you're giving gift cards, I mean, just not, it would be just like super easy. Like to do these for Christmas. I think I spent like 2 evenings after, well, I did a Saturday, I watched a show, did them. Once I figured out, I said, I'm just going to do this. I've not always done the same sentiment. I was like, I'm just going to do the same sentiment. You know, I was just digging through the papers to decide which ones to use. Christmas is a week and a day away. Christmas Eve. So, I had a, like, panic yesterday because I'm still working on Christmas cards. I think I have like 3 to finish, and I hope I have enough. That's definitely where I am with that. Last year I was like really good. It's been a couple of years since I felt this panic. I don't know, just a lot of different things going on. Like I've been going to hockey games on Friday nights, so then that takes time away. Just redistributing some time a little bit. So I am going to switch. Let me make sure it's queued up to do the drawing for the paper. Let's see, and you don't have to be present to win because so the people who are entered into this purchased kits from me in the month of November, which allowed access to get, where'd the paper pack go? And if there was 10 sold as a demonstrator, we, as demonstrators, received the striped and dots 12 by 12 DSP. And so anybody who bought a kit got their name into this drawing for the last in November. And so the names are on there based off of the number of kits they purchased. So you only needed one to win. My name is on there too. That's to help with the statistics. Because I did purchase a kit. I purchased the little Christmas memory book that I'm using for recipes. But if it lands on my name, we're going to respin. So we're going to do this live, and I have my sound muted on my computer, so I'd be very curious to know if you hear the sound of this wheel. So let me know. We are going to click spin. And the winner is going to be Dixie. So I need to write her name on here. So thank you everybody for buying kits last month. Because that was the only way to get this, was an exclusive paper for demonstrators. And Dixie is a demonstrator. She's on my sideline, but I'm guessing she did not. She bought kits through Stamp Club, and I'm guessing she probably didn't get this herself. So I'm sure she's going to be very excited to have this exclusive paper. And so that reminds me that anybody in the month of December who places at least a $40 order is going to receive a gift from me from the new mini catalog. And so if you've already ordered and you have that amount, you are down. So that's just a reminder. That's something I do every December. Show the paper up close. I mean, it's just like little dots. I'm not going to open it because it's just, this is the one pack. It had the three colors, like the yellow and the, I think it was Calypso Coral. And probably Daffodil Delight. I don't think it was the other. Okay, so we did that. We talked about the product of the month. We talked about the virtual card making retreat. I drew the prize. I talked about if you order this month $40 or more, you're going to get a gift from me. It'll be some kind of bling. And we'll do one last reminder. In this video for the ribbon share and the DSP share, I will mail these out as well. So if you are interested in that, it's a $4 extra charge for shipping. But again, this is a really great way to get a little bit of everything of new product. And it was in the newsletter I sent out today for those who received the newsletter. And check my Facebook page for additional information here in the next couple of days. I will post these. I'm going to get these posted on my Facebook page as well. I have not gotten that far yet. Let's see. I feel like maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I do have the new catalogs. They're still all wrapped up. I have not put stickers on them. I have not done that yet. Maybe this weekend I can get to that, and then I'll start distributing the new mini catalog out. But continue to work on those holiday projects. But there will be no video next week, the week of Christmas. But again, potentially the week after, and we'll take a look at new product. So that'll just allow me to kind of get caught up with my life, I guess. Yeah. I'm still working on Christmas. My goal is to have Christmas cards mailed out Friday. They get out Friday. Most people will get them before Christmas, maybe the day after at the latest. That's not the end of the world, right? Christmas, the 12 days of Christmas actually starts on Christmas Day. So, to be fair, I'm still early. So yeah. Thank you everybody for being here and watching. If you have not already, please make sure to like the video. Leave any comments if you're watching on the replay in the comments below. I appreciate all of your support and for being here. And I will see you around. Please reach out to me if you have questions about anything, or if you have, or about the paper shares, or about the virtual card making retreat. I think that's going to be, I think a lot of people are really going to like that. And my last thing, remember, for less than $1, you can make somebody smile. Send them one of your cards. We have enough. And especially during Christmas, this is the month we should be sending cards. So that's where we are. So thanks for being here once again, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, but I'll be over on Facebook, and we can always say hi over there. Bye everybody. Good night.